Hey, what's up, family? Got another good book review for you today. This is an oldie but goodie. You know, a lot of my books be doing oldie but goodies. Because, you know, like I said to y'all in the past, a lot of my other books, I read these many years ago, and I'm talking to them so vividly to my wife and my daughters to the point they were like, oh man, you know what? I want to read that book. And I love when they say that, because then we read it, I go through it again with them, and it bring up some key points that I'm like, oh yeah, that happened. And yeah, that touches on reality stuff that we can identify with. Yeah. So this book here is called Thieves Paradise by Eric Jerome Dickey. And before I even get into it, I want to just tell you, this guy's a great writer. But hey, RIP to this guy, because unfortunately he passed away in 2021. I believe they said lung cancer or some type of cancer. Great writer. I read some of my favorite of his books. It's called the Gideon series. It's a 4-saga book. Oh boy, he's an assassin. This dude is excellent. Matter of fact, I even wrote Michael J. White. He never responded. You know how celebrities are. They don't respond. But I told Michael J. White, I think he would be an excellent actor to play Gideon in the Gideon series as a movie. Trust me, he would be awesome in it. Because Gideon, he's an assassin. Joker could fight, and you know, the chicks love him, you know, and he got personal issues. But anyway, let's stick to the subject. Rest in peace to this brother here, Eric Jerome Dickey, great writer. Like I said, my favorite is the Gideon series. But this is called Thieves Paradise. Now, what is Thieves Paradise about? Ooh, we're going to touch on some stuff that y'all can definitely relate in this book. This book is about these two main characters. One is called Scams. Now, of course, that's not his real name, Scams, like scamming. And the other one is called Dante. Dante is this young cat, and Scams is like, I think he said like 10, 15 years older than him or something like that. And then Jackson is a friend of Scams, and Jackson is the age of Scams. Yeah. Dante is the young cat. And what it is, Scams, what you would call Scams, he's a grifter. And as always, you know I love to give you a word of the day. That's going to be the word of the day. What is a grifter? A grifter, if you look it up, is simply someone who deals in swindling people out of their money and their property. And that's
simplified scammer.
Yeah, he's a scam artist, exactly. Yeah. And that's what Scams does. But Scams, he got a hangout at this pool hall, but it's all old timers there. Dante is the only young cat there. So if I had to put a number with it, I would say Dante's probably like 30, but all those guys is like 45 or something like that.
But the oldest that's in the group is Big Slim. Right?
Well, Big Slim, that's his pool hall.
Yeah. But
Big Slim is the oldest.
The oldest.
Yeah, he never liked Dante.
It was very emotional with his story, his life story.
We're going to get into it. So like I said, the book is about a grifter named Scams and how he's scamming people all the time. You know, if I could put it into words, Scams, he's so popular in that pool hall. People come to the pool hall all day waiting on Scams because they need a quick fix to make some money. Most of these people are parolees, ex-cons, this and that, but they know they can make a quick buck with Scams. Scams got all kind of scams going on to make money. He got the big fancy Mercedes car. He lived in a big high-rise penthouse. You know, he got the fanciest suits. He got all this stuff, but he pays for nothing because he swindled money out of people. He got credit card scams going on. He got property scams going on, real estate scams going on, all kind of swindling motor vehicle scams going on. He got all kind of stuff going on.
But see, people can actually rely on him because he always got something. It's somewhere that people be and they get paid.
That's why I said I would call Scams. When they look at Scams at the pool hall every day, they waiting for him. They look at him like a walking temp agency that pays cash. It's like, oh, is Scams here today? Everybody at the pool hall. Is it, what time are you going to be here? I really need some money. I got to pay these bills. Yeah. But see, another thing I like about Scams, he's not just a regular scam artist. See, he's a fine-looking man with a sharp suit, fine car, and he had beautiful women around him all the time. He fits the profile of what most people wouldn't look at as a swindler. See, that's how you get most people. People fall for beauty. And see, he's a real good-looking guy, in shape, got the finest gear and everything. Yeah. So he's able to walk into an establishment and they fall for all his bull junk.
Even he got two sisters that he was really messing with them. That's what I didn't like. He went way too far.
Yeah, Arizona and Sierra. They were sisters. Arizona was his original lady. Then he started messing
Right.
with her sister, Sierra. Sierra was younger, and they hated each other only because, why you messing with my man? Now she's like, no, he's my man
They're
now.
but I look at it, girls are a bunch of fools.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yo, why? I don't need to deal with a man like that. You can have him, whatever.
Exactly.
But it's something about scams that made everybody come to him.
Yeah, scam, because he know how to get that money for people.
But before you get to
Get
scam
deep into
because
it.
you're actually going through scam. It leads up first to Dante, where he went to see after he got out, right?
Yeah, because he got out of jail
prison.
and he called Scams
Yeah.
up and he's like, man, I was waiting to hear from you, man, this and that. And he said, man, I got a job for you. He said, man, because they was having a regular conversation. He
Yeah.
said, Dante told me, I've been looking for a job all day, every day for weeks and weeks, man. And Scams just laughed like, so the man don't want to give you a job. You know, I always got a job for you. And Dante's like, yeah, man, but I know the type of stuff you get into, man. I'll pass.
Yeah.
And then Scam said, all right, you can pass all you want, man. But I pay cash on the spot. So then now Dante thinking about it. And he passed, but then later on, stuff get all tied up with him. So he calls Scams up. He go, all right, man. You think you can still use me for a job? He said, Dante, I always got a job for you. Because he has respect for
Yes.
Dante. He said, I always got a job for you. And so Dante says, hot or cold? And you remember what that mean, right?
Yes.
Hot or cold meaning, hot would mean
Severe,
how
right?
dangerous it is, how severe. Am I going to have to fight? Is this a violent thing? Is this something that could go real wrong? Cold would mean, it ain't nothing real violent
Nothing
or
drastic.
nothing drastic thing.
Yeah.
And the first thing he put him on was he said, me cold to a little bit medium warm or something like that. And that's when Dante, when he came down to the pool hall, that's when he met Big Slim. And the first moment he met Big Slim was the old man from back in the day, the old man. As soon as he met him, first word he came out of his mouth when he seen Dante says, it's Scams here. And Big Slim said, I don't know no damn scams. Who the hell is Scams? He said, come on, man, Big Slim. He said, don't act like you know me. Call me by my name, boy. You know, he one of them old guys.
Yeah.
And then, as a matter of fact, he would call him boy, or he would refer to him as Nigga.
Yeah.
You know, you going over there, nigga. He said, and Dante didn't like that. He said, man, don't call me no nigga, man. That ain't my name. My name is Dante. He said, man, I'll call you whatever I want, boy, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yo, man. So they had a friction right away. But
Yeah.
Dante was big on that girl Pam at the
Oh yeah,
at
well,
the
she was
restaurant.
always going to that diner.
Yeah, 'cause he was big on her.
He was big on her.
And then he finally went there, had dinner, and while she served him, and there was another customer being real rude to her, right?
Oh,
and so,
yes.
So while he was being real rude to her, Dante's like, man, ignore that guy. The guy dropped his wallet, and she whipped it up real quick. And he seen her do that, and he knew right away, you would be perfect for Scams.
Wait, didn't she pickpocket him?
Pickpocket him, whatever.
Pickpocket,
But
yeah.
Dante seen what she did.
What
He
she
realized
did. She was
you would
good
be
at
perfect
what-
for a person like Scams. He needs
Yeah,
someone. And she was pretty, too.
Oh,
she was
she was
older,
very
but
pretty.
pretty. But he had a
And-
infatuation for her.
And not only that, did you say she was older than him?
She was. Everybody was older than Dante.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, now when he leaves there, he hooks up with his buddy Jackson. Jackson too is older than him, and Jackson asks him to come down to the court because his ex-girl Sabrina is taking him to court for child support.
Yeah.
Sabrina comes into court with all her girlfriends talking all this crap and like, I'm gonna get your, I'm gonna take you for everything you got. You know that type. You know, so sure enough, he got to pay all this money at the end. He like, man, I can't believe this, man. Why she put me through all this? Meanwhile, Jackson in court with his new girlfriend, Robin.
Yes.
And she's beautiful. And Robin, she's putting through a lot.
also-
Because she's like, man, I love you, but man, you going through all this with all this baby mama drama, and you never really got much money because you got all this child support. But she's sticking with him.
Yeah, but you know, it's crazy how sometimes we make choices.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we just don't get lucky to be with the right person. We always seem to fall back twice.
Now,
with the decisions that we make, and that's what happened to Jackson.
Now, I like that you said that. Know why? Because
Why?
when they left the court and he was all pissed off saying all his circumstances so bad, right? Next thing you know, remember, it was a fine-looking young lady walked by, and they both was like, woo, woo. And then right away, Dante said to Jackson, man, I think we need to holler at her. Jackson said, nah, man, I ain't doing that. That's what got me in the jam I am now. Looking at these fine women with their fine bodies and this and that, and look what's happening to me now. I'll pass, man. I'm sick of this.
Yeah.
But let's get back to Scams. So Scams, he told him meet him to one, right? He said now Dante had hooked up with Pam.
Right.
And you know, it ain't just he's swindling, he's a smart dude. This dude real smart. So
he's street smart.
He's street smart and book smart. So he told Dante, he said, I want you to hook up, with that girl. I want you to bring that fine girl by. And he gave them all the particulars of all the grift that he was gonna pull. And this was a real estate grift. Now watch this, folks. It's unfortunate. Some of y'all read about this, seen it on the internet, seen it on the news. People really go through this. And Scams did this. He said, this is a real estate scam. So he gave them all the particulars of what they're going to do. He said, I want y'all to, because Dante was a handsome man. He said, I need you to wear a suit and tie.
Yeah.
Pam was a beautiful woman. He said, I need you to wear a fine black dress and, get your hair done and everything. Mm-hmm. Y'all going to look like a couple. Your name is going to be such and such, and your name is going to be such and such. Y'all Mr. and Mrs. such and such. Y'all are to wear rings. He had the whole thing down, how he would scam people. And so he knew about this condo in this very affluent neighborhood that was empty for quite a while. How he got keys to it, who knows? But what he would do, he would put an ad in the paper that the place was for sale or for rent. And all these people were showing up. And when they met Dante and Pam, they don't even own the place. They would act like they the owners. They had key things to say. If anything went wrong, it was a signal that they had to give each other.
Right.
And things can always go wrong, even in a cold situation, so to speak. And if something did go wrong, what went wrong? One of the people that showed up was somebody that actually knew Pam.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to get out of it, and they didn't. But yeah, it's unfortunate how these people would show up, right? Mm-hmm. And we love the place. This place is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. And he would put it at a price where he made something like, I think he made something like $30,000 on it because he had multiple people coming, and he would tell every last one of them, this is just like them real estate people, always trying to rush you. He would tell them, look, this is a hot spot. We're selling it, but listen, we got a lot of people lined up. If you're really interested, if you leave a down payment of anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 per person, and he had a bunch of people show up. And these people, you had some people leave as much as 10 grand because they wanted to play. They said, look, I'll leave this much because this is how much I really wanted. I want to be above everybody else. And before you know it, these people would show up a week later, and the real owners show up, and they be like, wait a minute. We gave our money to a guy that said he owned it. They're like, look, this is my property. You got scammed.
Yeah. And speaking about realtors, you're just nothing but a number. Mm-hmm. They trying to have a quick sale.
Yeah, because they can move on to the next person.
To move on to the next.
Yeah. And this is the type of stuff, scams. He had all kind of stuff like this. Like he had the credit card scams. Remember, he gave Dante a card because that was his boy. He respected him. He said, here's a credit card, personal credit card for you. He said, now this card here, you could use it every day and go to an ATM machine for 30 days and take $300 off of it for 30 days. But you can't exceed $300 and you can't go past the 30 days. That's a nice piece of change.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He had the motor vehicle scam. He had the car dealership scam. He had all kinds of stuff. See, so he knew this. Like I said, he was basically a walking temp agency that paid cash. See, he's the type of guy when he come to that pool hall, I could use you. Hey, I'm a pass. I might have something for you tomorrow. See, because remember, he had guys to beat up people. He had guys to do real estate. He had guys for motor vehicle. He had guys for credit card stuff. He had guys. This touches on.
Obi, I hate to say it, but that's a gift.
Oh man, he's one of them guys that he make anything happen.
You can become successful, but in the end, I don't think you get a good thing out of it.
Yeah.
In most cases, it always comes down to it will hunt you back.
See, now speaking of that, I'll give you some personal stuff with me. I remember a buddy of mine many years ago. He was into that type of scamming stuff. The dude, me and him had built a relationship. We was pretty cool. So he had brought me in on a couple of little scamming stuff. He said, some I was all right with, others I was like, But look at this one he tried to hook me up with. We went to North. It was this guy that owned a container business. And we go to his place of business, nice building. Next thing you know, he takes us in the back in a trailer home. He had a trailer home in the back of the business. And he's sitting there telling us how yeah, man, I want you guys to go beat this dude up, man. This guy owe me such and such amount of money. He owed me like 10 grand and he keep BSing me around, this and that. So, I'm sitting there just listening because this is my man and his boy. And I'm sitting there listening and I'm like, not that I'm totally with that, but I'm not totally against it. What kind of money you talking about? And he was talking about some decent money. So I was like, I might could get with that. That was one case, right? But then all of a sudden, he started telling us about another grift that was going on. He said, listen, all right, so that job there, he said, look, I want to tell y'all about this other one. He said, listen, I got this piece of crap dude that owed me some serious money. Not like the last dude. This guy owed me some real serious money. He said, listen, this is what I'm going to need you guys to do. Now, I'm listening the whole time, right? Because I still got the other job on my head thinking, am I really going to do that with him or not? Then the guy says, all right, this guy owes me some serious money. I want you guys real simple, clean and cut. I just want you guys to go to his house. I got the keys to the guy's house. How I got the keys, it's none of you guys concerned, but I got keys to the guy's house. I want you guys to go to his house. I want you to burn it to the damn ground. Now, when he said that, I was on the side like, what?
But that don't sound like a scam. It sounds like a crime.
Where we gonna hold the bag.
Exactly. He's gonna have clean hands, and you're gonna have dirty hands.
When this dude dropped that, man, at that point, I disengaged myself from the conversation. I said, hey, man, I gotta get something out of the car. And I went to the car and just chilled for a while. I said, man, I ain't no way I'm getting in this type of scamming, grifting, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna do a job for you, and I'm holding it back. Man, when my boy got in the car, I told him, I said, yo, man, I'm not doing no nonsense like that. I said, listen, let me tell you about cats like that. See, he'll have us do all his dirty work and keep his hands clean. And if something do go wrong, we'd be the ones holding the bag going up the river. Nah, heck no, man.
Exactly. Good choice, Bobby.
But yeah, I keep going on because this same dude, now I remember way back in the days before cell phones came out. Remember there used to be pay phones on every corner? I remember my dude, he hooked me up with remember people used to go to the store and buy calling cards. You get a $10, $20, $30, $50 card. I remember my man hooked me up with a calling card and he said, yo, man, it's for you, man, because you be looking me out with stuff, man. I appreciate it. Yo, here go this calling card, man. And I was like, yo, I really don't need no calling card. He said, nah, man, with this calling card, you can call anywhere in the world and stay on the phone as long as you want. And I was like, what? This was before I met you. Yeah. Because I was messing with this other girl at the time. And when we was messing around, what a coincidence, she had told me she going upstate Washington. Not Washington, D.C. She said upstate Washington. And yo, sure enough, I would go down the street from my apartment, get on the phone, call her. We'd be on the phone for 45 minutes. And I'm out there in the cold. I'm like, yo, this phone card is the joint. My man be having all kind of little grifts going on, like scam.
Yeah.
I was like, he got a phone card that got unlimited. Man, it's the bomb. Next thing I started giving the number out to other cats that I knew. And he was like, yo, man, I've been on the phone all night, man. How you get that, man? I want to get one of those. Yeah. So you got some people out there like scams. They got all kind of scams going on. But let's dive back into the book. So now let's move on. Next thing you know, what goes on further? Oh, they got some, we got to get with Dante again. Yeah. Next thing you know, Dante at the pool hall again. And when he comes in, Big Slim, what you want here, boy? Yeah, that nigga stuff again. And Dante like, yo, man, old man, I'm telling you, you're going to stop calling me that, man. You call me by my name. He said, this is my place of business. I can call you whatever I want. So now, while he in there shooting pool, making a little hustle money, this dude, Nazario, comes in. And Nazario got a stuttering problem.
Oh, he was in no joke.
Yeah, Nazario, this big joker. Well, I think he was missing an eye. He got all these tattoos on. He like this gang member. They said he lost his eye in the fight, but he never gave up on the fight. He didn't matter. He lost his eye. He fought that dude until he beat the heck out of the dude. So now he coming in with Dante. He's like, yeah, I'm looking for Dante. And he go, oh, he over the table with such and such. And then when he approached Dante, he said, do you got my wife's ring? And he go, got your wife's ring? He said, man, I pawned your wife's ring. He go, well, you's better be getting it back for.
He lost it. So why is he too busy trying?
Exactly. So to make a long story short, Nazario lost the ring to Dante in a bet. Now he told Dante, you better get my ring back or me and you're going to have a problem. And then now they arguing about the fight. And that's when Big Slim come over there. And he tell Big Slim, get your old butt away from me, man. and then Big Slim said, "Get out of my place of business." And then he said, "Oh man, you can suck my and Big Slim from the old school. So when a man telling another man to suck on his thing, he took that super personal and went and got his shotgun to get the hell out of my place. But now he's like, I'm gonna have to do something about that boy. Some man told me to suck his nah. You know what I'm saying? That's like menace to society. Remember? You better suck my
Nazario was very he was trouble.
Yeah. Because then he even went to Dante's house, broke his door, flattened his tires on his car, scratched it up, said, "You better have my wife." He's like, "What? Man, I beat you for that. Man, I owe you nothing. You going around telling people I owe you a debt that I don't owe."
Yeah, even Dante, afterwards, he went over Nazario's place.
With Big Slim.
With Big Slim.
With Big Slim.
And what did
now Big Slim took it so personal.
Yeah, and what did he see in the house? In his house? He saw
stolen TVs, stolen radios, stolen VCR, loads and loads of stuff like, man, these jokers all into all kind of grips. You know what I'm saying? And then his girl came home. And so now because Dante said, nah, he messed up my house and my car, and I'm going to mess up his house. And Big Slim wanted to kill him. So, hey.
I just didn't like the way Jackson was dealing with his life. Besides having a hardship he thought that he thinks that everybody owes him something. So resolve the problem.
Let's get on to it. Like she said, remember, he dealing with his ex with the child support, and she told him, "I'm going to take care of everything he got." Now he got a new girl, Robin, and Robin is getting fed up with dealing with all the bull junk, that baby mama drama and all that.
Yeah.
So then she wound up sneaking out, cheating on him, but then she threw it in his face.
But weren't they separated? Yeah, they were separated.
Kinda.
She wasn't really cheating on him.
Kinda, and that hurt him. He felt like, you kicked me when I was down. You know I'm going through all this drama, and you're going to cheat on me? And she's like, we had time apart, but she still loved him.
See, that's the thing. They had love for each other, but they had to be in separate ways because obviously Jackson also had issues.
And see, now that problem you're talking about with Jackson, so now Scams had another big job to do in this Latino area in California. And when they went there, Scams get stuff down to the T. He makes stuff, he planned everything out. But for some reason, when everything was supposed to go as planned, Jackson didn't show up. And it seemed like these Chicano jokers, they knew everything and exactly where they was going to be, their names and everything, their fake names and everything. They knew everything. And right away, Scam said, "Where the hell is Jackson?" And Dante was like, "Oh," because he clueless, he young. Scams knew right away, yo, he double-crossed us. All because, like my wife said, Jackson was dealing with, he lost his job or whatever. His ex is taking him for child support, getting him for all his money. His new girl is cheating on him. He's like, damn, everything is bad. So turns out Nazario hooked up with Jackson to double-cross Scams to make even more money. So now Scam's like, I'm going to get this joke.
Yeah, Jackson was paid by through Nazario
to double-cross him. Dante got beat up. They could have got killed.
Yeah, and also what I didn't like about Jackson is that he looks at Scam's life and see what he got.
Oh,
yes. Being so selfish and thinking like, why he got all this? I could have the same.
Because he said that to Dante. He said, man, he know I'm dealing with these problems. He could just pay for all my stuff, gave me money. He be giving me pennies, man. And Dante said, yo, man, but what you told me? Every time you need money, he give you a job and you make money. He said, yeah, but man, he driving around in a luxury car. He in a penthouse. He got these fine suits. He got money. He said, man, the other day when he paid me only a grand. He said, man, but he pulled out like 50 grand, man. He could look, man, you chose to have all these kids by this woman that's dogging you. You chose to be with this other woman that's cheating on you. You chose to get yourself in debt. Because you're looking at this other man's lifestyle, you think he's supposed to pay for your lifestyle.
Like
no.
He owes him something. He owes him something. And you know what's even more sad about it is betrayal. I think that Jackson betrayed Dante.
He did.
Dante's too busy from the get-go. He's trying to
Man,
too busy worrying about his boy, being there for his boy. But meanwhile, Jackson was just like, it's all about himself.
Betrayal is something. Check out our old video. It's called Just That, Betrayal. Here it is right here.
Yes, and the thing is that it's like, he's too busy worrying about Jackson, but Jackson left him for dead because
he got killed.
He got beaten.
He got beat bad.
So badly by these...
and still was trying to help Jackson.
And yeah, and
because remember, Scams had sent Dante back to the pool hall. He said he had to get something from Big Slim. Mm-hmm. It was something, the Big Slim, he said, just ask for this. Big Slim knows exactly what I'm talking about. He got in the back room. And when Dante went there, Big Slim, remember, he's from the old school. He don't trust nobody. I thought this was funny. He said, nobody was in the pool hall that day. He locked the door. He said, oh, so he told you to get this here? He said, I got that. I just got that in the back room. He said, so you follow me. He said, you follow me to right here, that closer. He said, but when I go in this room, I want you to stay right here. And Dante was like, why don't I just come with you? He said, because it's none of your business what's in that room there. Yeah. He said, but you stay right here. And he said, matter of fact, when you stay right here, I need you clapping your hands. And Dante was like, what? One. Clap my hands. He said, because as long as you clapping your hands, that means you ain't stealing something. The moment I hear you not clapping your hands, that means you touching something or you getting into something. So he said, when I'm in that room, I want you clapping your hands the whole time. That way I know you ain't doing it.
That's really a good one, babe.
I said, that's some old school crazy crap. But yeah, so, I mean, we can make this video long, but we're going to cut it short. But what I say in the end was kind of like what you said. It's like, wow. Eventually, Dante was at the pool hall. Jackson. Oh, but before I get into that, so then they finally, Nazario came in the back alley and he had a big fight with him. And because when they broke into Nazario's house, the dogs came and all that. And Dante, he had Big Slim back the whole time because your old man, he lost his breath and Dante had him and carried him back to the car, got him back to the house, gave him his medication, went in the back room where he ain't supposed to, got his medication, and he took care of Big Slim. And what I liked about that part was the next day when Dante came to the pool hall, when as soon as he seen Dante, he said, hey, how you doing there, Dante? And Dante was like, he actually called me by my name.
That's respect.
No, I'm sorry. He didn't call by his name. I got ahead of myself. That was later. As soon as he seen Dante, he just did the old school stuff. He went like, gave him the head nod. He was like,
oh yeah.
And that head nod means a lot. That head nod means, it's talking without, it's an axiom. I use that word in the past. It means talking without verbal. See, that head nod mean a big deal from an old school cat, because that head nod means, I respect you, boy.
And also acknowledgement.
I acknowledge.
To acknowledge
and later he called him by his name. And even that, Dante was like, he actually called him by my name. He don't call nobody by his name. But yeah, so eventually they do all hook up. Because Scams, he hired some henchmen to go bust Jackson up. Because he can't find him, but he can find him. But they beat the mess out of Jackson.
And you know what? He deserved it.
He deserved
it. 100.
Beat the mess out. See, those Scams got all kind of stuff going on. They beat the mess out. And then, let's say days or weeks later, Jackson comes to the pool hall looking for Scams, trying to fix stuff, this and that. Scams don't want nothing to do with him. Scams is dead. Dante is dead. Big Slim, everybody else. And then Jackson shows up with his lady.
But before that, when he got a beating, when Jackson got a beating, even Dante spared his life.
He did.
That's his boy.
Did. He was making all these excuses for him, and Scams like, why you always trying to save the world, man?
Yeah.
And even Big Slim told him later, he said, you know, Scams always told me you like to save people, but one person you need to save the most is yourself, boy. Dante.
See, yeah, and I'm gonna keep this very short, but I'm saying over and over, you see that on TV, on the movies, you hear that on books, on stories. It's like you can't call everybody your friend, or you don't think that.
Yeah, because Jackson did them dirty. They could have got killed.
It's exactly. And
all because he wanted to make an extra penny. He's selfish, backstabbing, betrayal. Yeah. Like I said, betrayal is a hell of a thing.
That's why when you think that you got your boys or you got a true friend, a close friend, you can't sleep on them. Those are the most that they are just downsizing you.
Remember that old rap song? What people do for money. People will switch up and change up on you, backstab you for money. You're like, yo, dude.
Yeah, it's all for yourself. I truly do believe it's all for yourself, because you go through certain situations growing up and you see how the world is so ugly. You can't trust anyone. Yeah. Just like Dante was trusting and
trusting Jackson.
and
Jackson
helping
did him
him out.
Because remember, Big Slim got on this case. He go, look at you, boy. You still trying to help this man out. This man did you dirty. Boy, you could have been in the hospital, and you still trying to help him out. He's like, yeah, but you got to understand, man, he going through a lot. He said, don't matter he going through a lot. Look at your face, boy. You all messed up because of that man.
Yeah. So the thing is that's why I was saying I'm so disgusted with Jackson. But once again, what you said, they Jackson and his girl Robin, right? They went over to the bar, right?
Yeah.
And they scanned.
And when they got there, he tried to step the Scans, and Scans, he wasn't nothing to do with him. And then he grabbed Scans like, no, you're gonna listen. Scans beat the mess out of him. Just boom, 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 beat the mess out of him.
He left his guard down.
He left his guard down.
Scans left his guard down. For him to be so street smart, being so smart for the person that he is,
he left his guard down. Because just like that, remember, Big Slim, he's hurt from when he had that incident with Nazario, and he'd take his medication. He was in the back room, kind of trying to get himself together. And while Scans was beating the mess out of Jackson's girlfriend went in back of the bar where she knew Big Slim keep the shotgun. And she just went over there and shot Scans right in the And when she did that, it was like everybody, all of a sudden Scans just looked and was like, and head went down. And you could see, like they said, everybody in the place, life changed. Just like that. Because they looked at Scans as, all the men looked at Scans as
he was a god.
Their God.
Their God.
All the women looked at Scans as their savior. This the guy where we make money, just like that. And everybody ran up out of that place.
And remember, they can't testify or say anything because they were all doing illegal stuff. You know?
Everybody on parole, just came home. And it's like, yo, their savior and their God is gone. Like, just like that. Damn.
And remember the two sisters that was dating, that was going out with Scams, they even looked at each other and they embraced each other. I think that relationship became closer and they left.
Well, Arizona, she looked at Scams and she loved the mess out of him. She said, what did she say in the end? She looked at him, she said, I love you. And then spit on it and ran out. I was like, what kind of love is that? But it's a whole lot more that we not telling y'all. The book is just that good.
It's
like I tell you, Eric Jerome Dickey,
awesome.
Rest in peace, 2001, he passed away of cancer. This dude is an excellent writer, like I said. Who knows? Maybe Michael J. White will hear this again, but I'm telling you, Michael J. White should play the Gideon. He should play the character Gideon and do that movie. I'm telling you, it'd be awesome. All 4 books was awesome. Awesome. And I don't normally like books that got a part 2, part 3. They normally, when a book is real good and they have a part 2, part 3, it starts to, not with the Gideon series. All 4 books was the bomb.
Yeah.
The bomb. He going all over the world. He all different countries, fighting, doing assassination stuff, finding out betrayal, all kind of stuff. Like, wow, it's amazing. But hey, Thieves Paradise. The way I found out about this book, it was an acquaintance of mine many years ago. She know I read a lot. She had the soft book cover. She said she had got off a train one day and somebody was selling books for $1. And she said, oh, it's a black author, looks like a pretty interesting book. She said, how could I go wrong? It was only $1. So she bought it. She said, oh my God, this is the best $1 I spent in my whole life. She said, I read this book in like a matter of 1 or 2 days. She said, it was that good. And she said, and that's why I had to give it to you. She said, I know you're going to like it. So I read it.
Right.
And then after I read it, I said, I'm going to go buy it. And I bought the hardcover. And it really is that good. Eric Jerome Dickey, man, this guy's an awesome writer. Awesome.
Yeah.
Got anything in closing?
I'll tell you this much. I mean, it's so good because I actually was the one reading it to him. I really did enjoy it. And I can testify that I never liked reading. I was just...
You said that in a lot of my books, right?
I know, and I got to keep saying
I'm glad I got you into reading.
You got me into it, and I appreciate you, Papito. But I'll tell you, when you have a book, it's the story. Because I love stories and family books, and it's great, and it's so many actions. I'm telling you, never go back. You gotta go and say, oh man, I gotta get more books of this.
Yeah, especially when it touches on actual things you can identify with. You go, oh, that happened to me or somebody in my family. I read about that. I seen it on the internet. You go, I know what that's like.
Yeah.
The real estate thing. How many times we seen on the internet, on the news, people get swindled out of money because they go paying somebody to get a place, and the realtor told them, it's going real fast, you got to put this money down, we got so many people, and they pay it and find out it was all a scam.
But did you just told me there was a guy like that he was scamming everybody for real estate?
Yes. This happens all the time.
Oh, you want to hear something that you brought to my attention? I was so shocked with hearing that. Relationships.
That's another scam. People get with people for all the wrong reasons. They swindling you out of your money.
Yeah.
All along, you think there's something there in a relationship, but the other person got ulterior motives. They got a hidden agenda because they happen to know you got some money. You got a good job. Good job. They happen to know, oh, you got good credit. Because I was thinking about getting this car, and if you could co-sign for me, next thing you know, y'all in court. All kind, when people start to look in your background, look at your potential, look at your assets that you got, better keep your guard up, because they really looking at you like a dog look at a steak, like a wolf look at a steak. They like, they about to scam you if you allow it. Like I'll give you another way to look at it. Like she said, I'm not a biblical person, but I do read the Bible occasionally for educational purposes. Even in the Bible, what did it say that Satan / the devil say? He said, the next time I come back, I'm going to come back as something beautiful. Because people are suckers for beauty. The average woman could show up at the average person's house, anybody's house of any race. If the woman is a gorgeous looking woman and says the most nonsense, banal type of things, such as, my car broke down, you think I could use your phone, blah, blah, blah. Most people gonna look at this woman, if she's drop dead gorgeous, and they're gonna be like, sure, I guess so. And before you know it, that's gonna be the woman that have you down in the basement hogtied. Now let another woman show up that's not as beautiful and say the same exact things, all of a sudden your guard is up. Or especially if it's a guy, your guard is up. All right, you're coming to my house. I'm sorry, you gotta get off my porch before I call the cops, whatever the case. But see how beauty allows people to be foolish and stupid at times? And before you know it, you're getting scammed out of your money, your credentials, your assets, or whatever you got. Like she said, relationships. It's sad. You get a lot of people that get in relationships for all the wrong reasons, and the other person is just there looking at you as a meal ticket. They're going to scam you if you allow them.
Exactly.
Anything else?
Yeah. And also don't be, just watch out for people around you as far as you calling a person your bestie or your boys. Yeah. Because they could be just like Jackson.
Oh,
so busy trying to embrace this because this is my man, this is my girl, this and that. But in the end, you don't know if that person is out to get you in many different ways. Good way to put it. You're right. Yeah. And on that note, subscribe, share, like, and comment. Like I said, great book. Go pick it up. Thieves Paradise. You got plenty others too, though.